Mexican drug king Joaquin El Chapo Guzman, convicted on all counts.
He was a killer. He was a murderer. He was a manipulator. But he was also very, very, very smart.
His name is Victor Bout, and he's known as the Merchant of Death.
The globally renowned Central Intelligence Agency represents the epitome of a clandestine and influential espionage organization, characterized by the interplay of confidentiality and authority. Undoubtedly, the agency has consistently asserted its dominance, yet certain individuals exist within its ranks that instill a sense of apprehension even amongst this elite intelligence community. Together, let us delve into the intriguing subject of the 10 individuals who evoke fear within the very core of the CIA. Number 1. Alimjan Tokov. Alimjan Tokov, also known as the Little Taiwanese, is a well-known Russian criminal involved in various illegal activities, including racketeering, money laundering, and illegal gambling. Born in Uzbekistan in 1949, he relocated to Moscow in the 1980s and swiftly gained power within the criminal underworld. He has close ties to the Russian government and can bribe officials effectively. His actions attracted the attention of intelligence agencies, including the CIA, who began monitoring his activities closely. One notorious act attributed to him was his alleged involvement in manipulating the figure skating competition at the 2002 Winter Olympics in Salt Lake City. He was accused of bribing judges to ensure the Russian pair won the gold medal. This scandal caused a major uproar in the figure skating world and resulted in an international arrest warrant. The CIA and other agencies have long been concerned about his immense power and connections to dangerous criminal organizations worldwide. He has been linked to various illegal activities such as drug and human trafficking and is known for his ruthless tactics. One reason the CIA fears him is his exceptional ability to elude capture. Despite being the subject of an international manhunt and arrest warrant, he always manages to stay one step ahead of the authorities. It is believed that he possesses multiple passports and frequently moves between different countries, making it challenging for law enforcement to track him down. The U.S. government has offered a reward of up to $4 million for any information leading to his whereabouts. This reward was announced following the figure skating scandal, but he has not been apprehended yet. U.S. authorities are urging anyone aware of his location to step forward and assist in bringing him to justice. It is speculated that he may still be in hiding, possibly in Russia or other countries where he has connections and resources to avoid capture. Number 2. Dawood Ibrahim. The infamous Indian criminal mastermind and leader of the criminal syndicate D Company is Dawood Ibrahim. Born in Mumbai in 1955 to a Muslim family, he started as a minor criminal before rising to become an intimidating figure in the global underworld. He has faced charges for various crimes, including drug trafficking, extortion, money laundering, and terrorism. In 2003, both the United States and India labeled him a global terrorist, offering a $25 million reward for his capture. In 2011, Dawood Ibrahim was ranked third on the United States Federal Bureau of Investigation's list of most wanted fugitives. His ascent to power began in the 1980s when he collaborated with the Karachi-based criminal syndicate, which later became known as D Company. Estimates suggest the syndicate consists of over 5,000 members. The group generates revenue through illegal activities, such as smuggling, narcotics trafficking, and extortion. It has been connected to numerous acts of violence, including bombings and assassinations within and outside of India. However, it's not just his criminal endeavors that have earned him a fearsome reputation. In addition to being a criminal mastermind, Dawood Ibrahim possesses diverse talents. With his business acumen, he has invested in real estate, hotels, and even Bollywood. Furthermore, he presents himself as a philanthropist, utilizing various charities and foundations to impress and gain goodwill from many. The CIA has reasons to be wary of Dawood Ibrahim. Firstly, he has powerful connections, rumored to have close ties with the Pakistani government, and even protection from the country's intelligence agency, the ISI. These associations allow him to operate without consequences, as any attempt to apprehend him could lead to diplomatic fallout. Additionally, there are beliefs that the syndicate maintains close links with terrorist organizations like Al-Qaeda. Moreover, his expertise in disguise enables him to constantly change appearances, making it difficult for authorities to trace him. He doesn't hesitate to resort to violence to achieve his objectives and has been implicated in numerous bombings and assassinations, including the devastating 1993 Mumbai bombings that claimed over 250 lives. Present-day activities and whereabouts of Dawood Ibrahim remain a mystery. It is believed that he resides in Pakistan, but his exact location is unknown. Some speculate that he continues to oversee his criminal operations from a distance, while others suggest he has retired and enjoys a life of luxury. The Indian government, with the assistance of the CIA, persists in its efforts to apprehend him and dismantle his criminal empire. Number 3, Omid Tavi. Nino, also known as Omid Tavi, was born in Iran in 1973 and gained Canadian citizenship after his family relocated there when he was young. He later moved to Dubai, where he built an extensive criminal empire centered around drug trafficking and money laundering. Starting in the 1990s, he began smuggling hashish from Pakistan to Canada and later expanded into trafficking other high-demand narcotics. His criminal network spanned across various countries, including Canada, America, Europe, and the Middle East. Notorious for their brutal tactics, Nino's organization used violence and intimidation to protect their operations and eliminate competitors. In addition to drug trafficking, he engaged in sophisticated money laundering schemes, employing shell companies, offshore bank accounts, and other financial instruments to obfuscate the origins of his illicit wealth. Intelligence agencies, such as the CIA, have been closely monitoring Nino for years. The American government has even offered a reward of $5 million for information leading to his capture and conviction. Of particular concern to the CIA are his alleged ties to terrorist organizations, which he allegedly used to shield his drug trafficking and money laundering activities. In 2011, he was apprehended in Prague, Czech Republic under a false identity. He was extradited to the United States and faced charges related to drug trafficking, money laundering, and supporting a terrorist organization. Nino pleaded guilty and received a sentence of 135 months in prison. However, in 2005, he managed to evade custody by bribing a security guard and escaping from prison. Currently, he remains on the run and wanted by authorities worldwide. The CIA perceives him as a significant threat to global security due to his connections with terrorist groups and involvement in drug trafficking and money laundering. There are concerns that his criminal activities could fuel terrorist operations or facilitate the transportation of illicit items across international borders. Number 4, Viktor Bout. Russian arms dealer Viktor Bout gained global notoriety for his involvement in illegal arms trafficking. Born in the Soviet Union in 1967, Bout started his military career as an officer in the Soviet Air Force. He became a Russian citizen after the dissolution of the Soviet Union, but soon turned to the profitable business of transporting weapons to conflict zones worldwide, using his expertise in aircraft and logistics. Bout's activities attracted the attention of intelligence agencies, including the CIA, which initiated investigations in the late 1990s. His arrest occurred in Thailand in 2008 during an attempt to sell weapons to undercover U.S. agents. Following a lengthy legal battle, he was extradited to the United States in 2010 and convicted on charges related to terrorism, conspiracy, and illegal export of anti-aircraft missiles. The CIA was concerned about Bout's capacity to supply weapons to terrorist organizations and rogue states across the globe. Notably, he had close ties to the Taliban in Afghanistan, the Revolutionary United Front in Sierra Leone, and allegedly provided arms to Liberia during its civil war. His extensive network and ability to transport weapons internationally made him invaluable to these groups, and his capture dealt a significant blow to their operations. However, it underscored the persistent problem of illicit arms trafficking, necessitating enhanced efforts to combat it. While his apprehension and sentencing occurred, Bout remains a contentious figure, with some individuals contending that he was unfairly targeted by the U.S. authorities. His case also raised concerns about the legitimacy of undercover operations and the scope of U.S. law enforcement agencies operating beyond their borders. In 2012, Bout received a 25-year prison sentence in the United States, yet President Joe Biden decided to exchange him for Griner, an American basketball player detained in Russia for cannabis possession. This decision reignited apprehensions about Bout's past actions and future endeavors. He had already served nearly a decade in prison before his eventual release. Number 5. Joaquin Guzman. The name Joaquin El Chapo Guzman instills fear in many due to his notorious reputation as a merciless drug lord. Guzman's criminal journey began in the late 1970s when he joined the Guadalajara cartel, headed by Miguel Angel Felix Gallardo. After the cartel's downfall in the mid-1980s, Guzman established his own organization, the Sinaloa Cartel, which became an incredibly powerful narcotics trafficking group. Under Guzman's leadership, the Sinaloa Cartel smuggled substantial amounts of drugs like methamphetamines into the United States and other countries. Known for his brutal methods, Guzman employed torture and murder to eliminate rivals and control his territory. He gained infamy for his prison escapes in 2001 and 2005, accomplished through tunnels constructed by his associates. The CIA has expressed long-standing concerns about the influence and power wielded by drug lords such as Guzman. The drug trade generates significant profits for criminal organizations, which can then finance other illegal activities, including terrorism. Moreover, the corruption and violence associated with narcotics trafficking can destabilize regions and pose threats to national security. Guzman's extensive network of corrupt officials, lawyers, and operatives has ensured his ability to elude law enforcement and safeguard his interests. Despite numerous efforts to apprehend him, he successfully evaded capture for many years. However, a massive manhunt involving the Mexican military, the U.S. Drug Enforcement Administration, and other agencies led to his arrest in 2016. Following extradition to the United States, Guzman faced numerous charges, including drug trafficking and money laundering, and was ultimately sentenced to life imprisonment without parole in July 2019. El Chapo's life and career have inspired numerous books, documentaries, and films that portray him as a ruthless yet charismatic individual who rose from humble origins to become a formidable and feared drug lord. Despite his capture and conviction, he remains a potent symbol of Mexico's drug wars and the challenges involved in combating drug trafficking and organized syndicates. Despite his current imprisonment in Texas, the CIA is apprehensive that his past history of eluding capture may result in another escape. Number 6. Yevgeny Prigozhin. Yevgeny Prigozhin, known as the leader of Wagner, has a reputation that instills fear in people. He is often referred to as Putin's chef due to his catering business for the Kremlin. But he is more than just a chef. He is the mastermind behind Wagner, a private military contractor known for secretive operations in multiple countries. Prigozhin's background is a mysterious puzzle. Born in 1961 in the Soviet Union, he has had ties to organized crime since the 1990s, and even faced a conviction for fraud in 2006. However, his connections to the Russian government have enabled him to continue his criminal activities. Prigozhin and Wagner have been involved in conflicts in Syria, Ukraine, and the Central African Republic. The group is infamous for its brutal tactics, committing war crimes like torture and murder of innocent people. They have also engaged in cyber attacks and disinformation campaigns, aiming to destabilize governments and undermine democracies. The CIA has long been concerned about Prigozhin and Wagner's immense power and influence. The group's actions have been traced back to the Russian government, leading many to believe he is a pawn to Putin. Wagner's activities have often clashed with United States interests, promoting Russian interests instead. The CIA fears Prigozhin due to his vast wealth and connections to the Russian government. Prigozhin's wealth has allowed him to finance Wagner and other covert operations. His use of shell companies and complex financial mechanisms makes it difficult to trace his financial activities. The CIA also worries about his inclination towards extreme violence, as Wagner has been blamed for assassinations, torture, and other human rights abuses. Such brutality deeply unsettles intelligence agencies and governments worldwide. Despite their concerns, the CIA continues to work towards disrupting Prigozhin and Wagner's activities. They employ cyber attacks and other covert operations, although the effectiveness of these efforts remains uncertain. Containing the notorious head of Wagner remains a mystery. Number 7. Joseph Kony. Joseph Kony is the well-known leader of the Lord's Resistance Army, a militant group operating in Uganda, South Sudan, the Democratic Republic of Congo, and the Central African Republic. Born in 1961, Kony claimed to possess spiritual powers, using this manipulation to gain control over his followers. Kony's background is unclear, but it is believed that he grew up in the Gulu district of Uganda and was associated with the rebel organization, the Holy Spirit movement, which opposed the Ugandan government. Kony broke off from this group in the late 1980s and established the LRA. This notorious group committed numerous atrocities, including the abduction and enslavement of teenagers, leading to the displacement of millions and an ongoing humanitarian crisis in the region. For years, the CIA and other intelligence agencies have expressed concern over Kony and the LRA. Known for employing child soldiers, his actions posed a threat to regional stability. To aid the Ugandan military's efforts in capturing Kony, the United States government has provided support, offering a $5 million bounty for information leading to his arrest. In 2012, the Kony 2012 viral video campaign, produced by the American nonprofit organization Invisible Children, drew global attention to Kony and the LRA's crimes. While criticized for oversimplifying the conflict, the campaign successfully raised awareness and increased pressure on governments to take action. Kony's current whereabouts are unknown, but it is believed he is hiding in the Central African Republic or Sudan. The LRA has largely disbanded, but the impact of their crimes continues to be felt in the region. Kony remains a top priority for the CIA and other intelligence agencies, and efforts to apprehend him persist to this day. Number 8. Yevgeny Bogachev. Yevgeny Bogachev is a Russian cybercriminal who has gained global attention due to his involvement in the creation of the highly dangerous botnet called Game Over Zeus. This botnet was responsible for stealing millions of dollars from individuals and businesses worldwide. Born in 1983 in Russia, Bogachev started his criminal career in the early 2000s by developing malware that infected computers to obtain personal information. Later, he played a significant role in designing the Game Over Zeus botnet, which aimed to steal victims' banking credentials and other sensitive data. This botnet was exceptionally resilient, utilizing a sophisticated peer-to-peer architecture that made it almost impossible to dismantle using conventional methods. As a result, the botnet remained operational for several years, causing considerable financial losses. Bogachev's criminal activities have made him one of the most sought-after cybercriminals globally. The United States has charged him with various crimes, including conspiracy, computer fraud, and money laundering, and is offering a reward of $3 million for information leading to his arrest. Both the CIA and other intelligence agencies expressed deep concerns about Bogachev and his botnet's threat. Game Over Zeus was employed to steal sensitive information from individuals and businesses worldwide, including high-ranking government officials and industry leaders. The stolen data could consequently be exploited for espionage, sabotage, and other illicit purposes. Among the reasons for the CIA's anxiety is Bogachev's exceptional technological expertise. He possesses remarkable hacking skills, enabling him to create intricate malware and botnets that are challenging to detect and shut down. He also employs advanced encryption techniques to conceal his activities. The CIA's fears regarding Bogachev are further fueled by his connections to the Russian government. Evidence suggests his involvement with Russian intelligence agencies, suggesting potential state-sponsored cyber attacks against the United States and other nations. Number 9. Seon Movich. Seon Movich is a highly notorious criminal of Ukrainian origin, widely recognized as one of the most influential and perilous figures within the global underworld. His activities have long been a concern for the CIA, leading the agency to offer a reward of up to $5 million for any actionable intelligence leading to his apprehension. Born in Kiev, Ukraine in 1946, Movich later relocated to Moscow with his family. Despite displaying remarkable aptitude as a student within his Jewish upbringing, he quickly veered towards a life of illicit activities during his early years. By the 1970s, he had delved into the illicit trade of goods, such as electronics and cigarettes within the black market, rapidly ascending the ranks of organized crime. Expanding his criminal empire, Mogilevich ventured into arms trafficking, money laundering, and extortion. He proceeded to establish an extensive network of criminal enterprises spanning across Europe, Asia, and the Americas. His reputation grew due to his ruthless tactics and evasive strategies against law enforcement. Among Mogilevich's most infamous exploits was his involvement in the downfall of the Russian oil company Yukos in the early 2000s. He stands accused of masterminding a scheme to embezzle billions of dollars from the corporation, using the funds to support his criminal undertakings. Notably, Mogilevich's criminal activities extend to the trafficking of nuclear materials and the illicit trade of stolen artwork. Numerous indictments have been issued against him in the United States, including charges of racketeering and conspiracy to commit wire fraud. Despite these efforts, apprehending him has proven to be an arduous task. The CIA maintains a profound fear of Mogilevich due to the vast expanse of his criminal empire and his remarkable ability to elude law enforcement. His substantial wealth and influence have allowed him to bribe officials and law enforcement officers, forging connections with corrupt politicians and businessmen worldwide. With links to some of the most treacherous organized crime syndicates, his criminal enterprises reportedly encompass activities ranging from arms and human trafficking. Although American law enforcement agencies have vigorously pursued him, Mogilevich remains at large. Accordingly, the CIA persistently offers a reward for any information that leads to his capture, making him one of the agency's most wanted fugitives. Number 10. Alexis Flores. Alexis Flores is currently one of the most wanted fugitives, being a Honduran national, sought for the abduction and murder of a young girl in Philadelphia in 2000. Born in Honduras in 1975, Flores grew up in a destitute family. He migrated to the United States and settled in New York City, where he developed a criminal record involving burglary, theft, and assault. Although arrested and deported to Honduras in 1999, Flores managed to illegally re-enter the United States shortly after. In Philadelphia, he kidnapped a girl from her bedroom, and her lifeless body was discovered days later in an adjacent apartment complex where Flores had been residing. Strangled, Flores fled the area, remaining at large for many years. In 2007, he was apprehended in Arizona on unrelated charges, but due to insufficient evidence, was subsequently released. Later that year, he was added to the most wanted fugitives list, with a reward of up to $100,000 for information leading to his arrest. Flores is also of interest to the CIA for potential involvement in human trafficking and drug smuggling. The FBI suspects him of having connections to a criminal organization engaged in these activities, including the transportation of people and illegal substances across the U.S.-Mexico border. Currently, Flores is believed to be residing in Honduras or another Central American country. The FBI and CIA actively continue their search for him, while the reward for his apprehension remains in effect. Flores's case tragically illustrates the profound harm caused to innocent victims and their families by violent crimes and underscores the importance of global collaboration in combating transnational criminal activity, particularly related to human trafficking and smuggling. Law enforcement agencies remain dedicated to apprehending fugitives like Flores and preventing further harm to individuals and communities.